Our world is capable of producing sounds of unimaginable scale. Waves of energy that can shatter windows, flatten forests, and echo across continents. From the depths of the ocean to the heights of the sky, and through human hands, these are not just noises, but physical events that shape history. Today we're counting down the 10 loudest sounds ever recorded. We'll explore the science and stories behind these monumental acoustic events, moments when the Earth and humanity truly roared. These sounds remind us of the raw power within our planet and ourselves. Let's begin our countdown. In July 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg unleashed a man-made thunderstorm of sound. Hundreds of cannons from both Union and Confederate lines fired relentlessly for 2 hours, merging into a continuous, deafening roar. The barrage was so loud it was heard over 100 miles away, reaching as far as Pittsburgh. For soldiers on the front lines, the ground shook, ears bled, and orders were lost in the overwhelming din. The psychological impact was immense. Noise as a weapon, designed to terrorize and disorient before the infantry even advanced. The sound level reached up to 140 decibels, enough to cause instant hearing damage. This was not a single explosion but thousands in rapid succession, creating a sustained roar that defined the limits of human-inflicted sound. The artillery duel at Gettysburg stands as a chilling reminder of the auditory violence of war. It was a symphony of destruction, echoing long after the guns fell silent. For those who survived, the memory of that sound never truly faded. The ringing in their ears became a permanent echo of history. On December 26, 2004, the Earth groaned beneath the Indian Ocean. A magnitude 9.1 megathrust earthquake displaced the seafloor, generating a colossal underwater sound wave. Detected by hydrophones worldwide, this low-frequency rumble was the sound of tectonic plates grinding and breaking apart. The energy released equaled thousands of atomic bombs, with the acoustic wave estimated at 250 decibels underwater. This sound, a deep planetary hum, was the first sign of the devastating tsunami that followed. It's a reminder that Earth's most powerful events often happen out of sight, their echoes traveling across the globe. The 2004 quake was the planet's own voice, immense, resonant, and unforgettable. In the 1960s and 70s, the Saturn V rocket propelled humanity to the moon with a roar like no other. Its 5 F-1 engines generated over 7.6 million pounds of thrust, and a sound measured at 204 decibels. Even with massive water deluge systems for sound suppression, the launch was overwhelming. A pressure wave felt miles away. Observers 3 miles distant felt the ground shake and their chests rattle as the sky crackled and roared. The sound was a complex mix of combustion and supersonic shockwaves tearing the very air apart. The Saturn V's launch was the necessary thunder to escape Earth's gravity, a declaration of human ambition. Its voice echoed across Florida, marking the dawn of lunar exploration. The Saturn V remains a pinnacle of engineered sound and power. It was the sound of reaching for the stars. In the ocean's depths, the blue whale's call is the loudest sound made by any living creature. A single pulse can reach 188 decibels, louder than a jet engine. These low-frequency calls travel thousands of miles, connecting whales across entire ocean basins. The sound is produced by specialized sacs in the whale's larynx, perfectly tuned for long-range travel in water. For nearby listeners, the call is a powerful vibration felt throughout the body. Blue whale calls have even interfered with military sonar systems. This is the planet's most powerful biological voice. A song of connection echoing through the deep. Sometimes the loudest voices belong to the gentle giants of the sea. The space shuttle's launch was a symphony of controlled violence. Its solid rocket boosters and main engines combined to produce a sound estimated at 190 decibels at the source. Water suppression systems tried to tame the roar, but the crackling layered noise dominated the landscape. Observers miles away felt the ground tremble and their chests vibrate as the shuttle thundered skyward. The sharp crackle of the boosters was the sound of shockwaves tearing the air apart. The shuttle's launch was the signature sound of a new era in space travel. For 30 years this roar marked humanity's ascent to orbit. It was the thunder of ambition and exploration. On December 6, 1917, Halifax, Nova Scotia, was shattered by the largest man-made explosion before the nuclear age. The SS Mont Blanc, loaded with explosives, collided and caught fire in the harbor. When it detonated, the blast reached at least 210 decibels at its source, a physical wall of pressure. The explosion flattened much of the city, tossed ships ashore, and was heard over 200 miles away. A tsunami followed, and a mushroom cloud rose 2 miles high. Over 1,900 people died instantly or from injuries, and thousands more were wounded. The Halifax explosion stands as a horrifying testament to accidental human power. It was a sound that wiped out a community in a fraction of a second. The echo of that blast marked one of Canada's darkest days. On February 15, 2013, a meteor exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, with the force of 500 kilotons of TNT. The superbolide's airburst 18 miles above the city produced a shockwave estimated at 220 decibels at its source. The blinding flash was followed by a delayed, concussive series of blasts that shattered windows and injured over 1,500 people. Infrasound from the explosion circled the globe multiple times. The event was a stark reminder of our planet's vulnerability to cosmic impacts. The sound that boomed across Russia was the sky itself exploding, a cosmic wake-up call. The Chelyabinsk meteor was the loudest atmospheric event in over a century. It was the roar of the heavens, sudden and unforgettable. Number 3. The Tsar Bomba detonation. On October 30, 1961, the Soviet Union detonated the most powerful weapon ever created, Tsar Bomba. The 50-megaton thermonuclear blast produced a fireball 5 miles wide, and a sound likely exceeding 224 decibels. At this intensity, sound becomes a pure shockwave, obliterating everything in its path. The shockwave destroyed houses 34 miles away and shattered windows hundreds of miles distant. The atmospheric disturbance circled the globe 3 times. Even the bomber, 70 miles away, was struck by the shockwave. Tsar Bomba stands as the loudest sound ever deliberately created by humanity, a chilling monument to our destructive potential. It was the ultimate roar of the nuclear age. Number 2. The Tunguska event. On June 30, 1908, a celestial object exploded over Siberia, flattening 80 million trees across 800 square miles. The blast, estimated at up to 15 megatons, generated a shockwave heard and felt hundreds of miles away. Eyewitnesses described deafening thunders and a pillar of fire. The sound registered on instruments across Europe and Asia with an estimated source level of 300 decibels. For days, night skies glowed from atmospheric dust. The Tunguska event remains the largest impact in recorded history, a cosmic roar that reshaped the Siberian wilderness. It was the sound of the universe making itself known. Number 1. The Krakatoa eruption. In August 1883, Krakatoa's eruption produced the loudest sound in recorded history. The third explosion was heard over 3,000 miles away, like a cannon fired across an ocean. The blast, estimated at 310 decibels at the source, shattered eardrums 40 miles away and was measured by barometers worldwide. The pressure wave circled the globe 7 times. Krakatoa's eruption ejected 5 cubic miles of rock and ash, creating a plume 50 miles high. The devastation was immense, but the sound itself became legend. It was the acoustic benchmark for natural power, a mountain destroying itself in a single world-shaking roar. The eruption's echo was felt across 1/10 of the planet's surface. Krakatoa remains the undisputed champion of sound. From volcanic fury to the might of rockets, we've explored the loudest sounds in history. These events are more than history. They're demonstrations of energy at the edge of physical possibility. They remind us of our place in a dynamic, sometimes violent universe. The echoes of these sounds have shaped our world and our understanding of power. Thank you for joining this journey to the limits of sound. Until next time, listen closely. The world has incredible stories to tell.